I'm here in Srebrenica as part of a delegation of artists and writers. We're here through a partnership between Remembering Srebrenica and UPress for the I Remember Srebrenica project. And we're here to hear the stories of survivors of Srebrenica and to learn what happened here in Srebrenica and in Bosnia during the war. And we're going to go back to the UK and we're going to write and create art about what we've learnt here. And we're going to do a performance in the UK to help people in our community to understand and remember and hopefully learn the lessons of Srebrenica. And I've actually been fortunate enough to come to Bosnia before. I came to Prijedor a few years ago. So I had some background about Srebrenica and about the genocide before coming here today. But it is very striking to me that it's somewhere that's very near to the UK and it's something that we're not taught about in school. When I was a child, we had a neighbour who was a refugee from Bosnia, a teenage boy, and we knew there was a war in Bosnia, but I don't remember ever really being explained exactly what was happening here. And as I said, it's definitely something we weren't taught in school. And obviously, as the years go by and as new generations are born, there's an even greater need for us to share this understanding and to make sure that the lessons are learned.
My name is Farah Mohammoud. I am from United Kingdom, London, and I'm here representing UPress, a social enterprise that believes in the power of words and stories to change lives for the better. My first visit was actually here last year through the charity Remembering Srebrenica, as part of a delegation that came to learn about the Bosnian War and genocide. Prior to that, I had no knowledge of the war, and I had a little bit of information, but to be honest with you, I didn't have a full comprehension of exactly what happened 20 years ago. And my learning visit here had a profound impact on me, and I wanted to learn more of what happened 20 years ago. And just like my colleague Emily said, it's something that we're not taught in school. So I wanted to know what exactly happened and how to stop this from happening again. And the reason why I'm here today is because last year I made a pledge to keep raising awareness on what we took away from our visit and from what we learned from the mothers as well. So my pledge was to raise awareness, and that pledge became a bigger pledge, which is to bring a group of artists to come and learn the same thing I've learned and take their experiences and turn it into an art form that is accessible to our community in the United Kingdom. So I brought 17 artists, that includes musicians, poets and spoken word artists. Along with the musicians and artists are young students, 3 young students, who will also take this experience, and what we'll do is we'll raise awareness using our talents and the gifts that we've been blessed with to make sure that this part of history is not forgotten and the innocent victims that are not forgotten as well. And that's why we call the project I Remember Srebrenica, to honor those memories. And that's what we intend to do with our pledge. Thank you.
Before I came here to Bosnia, I did not know much about the war. I knew there was a genocide, I knew there was a war, but I didn't know the full extent of the tragedies, I didn't know the details. And I was born in 1995, the year of the genocide, and yet I still really had no true understanding of what happened, even though it took place in Europe on our doorstep. And coming here has really opened my eyes and made me see the true extent of the tragedy and how awful it is, and how there still has been no closure and the effects are still being felt today. So when I go back to the UK, I intend to spread the message amongst my peers and my fellow students, to spread the message of what happened here, and that hopefully it will never happen again in the future and we can learn from this horrible history.